Hello and welcome to On the Mat with Lydia, that's me. Whatever has brought you to your yoga practice today, you are very welcome here. Today is a quick and dirty headstand tutorial. So this is the very basics of nailing a headstand in your practice. Now, as with any quote unquote advanced posture, please remember to take everything at your own pace. Every pose is a way for us to access this deeper understanding of ourselves. So let's dive into our headstand. So like any more challenging posture, the basis of your headstand is going to be your core. Your core is what really helps keep you steady and balanced. It's also what's going to lift you up to bring your legs above your head. This is one of those postures where you could, kick against a wall, use that for support. I recommend when you're first trying it not to do that, just so you don't get used to flinging your legs up using that momentum and instead focusing on control. So first things first, make sure your core is nice and warmed up. If you have no time and you can only do one warm-up posture, forearm plank. That's the way to go. Your forearm plank is going to give you the foundations of what you need to flip up into your headstand. It's a great place to start if you don't have much time. If you are able to do a full core practice, get everything warmed up, ready to go, amazing. From there, we're going to add on our upper body. So a massive aspect of our headstand is our arms, our shoulders, so that we're not putting weight into our head and neck. A little bit deceiving since it is called a headstand. Of course, your head will be on the ground, but we don't want to be dumping the weight of our body into our head, right? We want that support from our arms. So let's think about this press up away from the mat. This is why forearm plank is a great place to start, because it's giving you that foundation of pressing your forearms down into the floor to lift yourself up away from the ground. So think about your shoulder blades drawing away from one another, this puff of the upper back, almost like your cat pose. So you really get this firm push up and away. That's gonna give you a really strong foundation so that you're not dumping weight into your head or neck. A little trick I used when I was first learning headstand was anytime I had my arm just resting on a surface, like a counter or a table, I would push up and out of my arm rather than letting myself slouch into my shoulder. And it actually did wonders to help train my body to push up and away, that same action you're gonna need to get up into your headstand. So you've got your core nice and warmed up. You've got this push of your arms, the strength of your shoulders by puffing your upper back. That's gonna give you that lightness off of your neck. Next, we need to position our hands. So we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves a good base for our pose, right? Because everything else is going to be up in the air. You're going to be stacked with your head and arms down, your feet in the air. So when you place your hands on the mat, a fun little trick I learned was that when you interlace your fingers, bring your pinkies to stack one in front of the other. That way you've got a flat surface pressing into the mat, rather than your pinkies being crossed. That's gonna feel uncomfortable for your hands and just not gonna give you a really stable base for your headstand. I also like to have my thumbs up so that when I put my head on the mat, I'm supporting my head with my thumbs. It's almost like a little cradle that you're putting your head into. So we've got our arms pushing up and away from the mat. We've got that interlace of the fingers with the pinkies nice and flat, the thumbs up. Then we can bring the crown of the head down to the mat right there between your hands. So if you don't know where the crown of your head is, you can bring the base of your hand, the heel of your hand, to that spot right between your eyebrows, and then reach your fingers as far as you can towards the top of your head. Wherever your middle finger ends up, that's gonna be about the crown of your head. So that's the spot that you wanna be putting onto the floor. So you've got your fingers interlaced, you're already starting to press up and away with your arms, and then you're just in tabletop position through the rest of your body. So knees underneath your hips. From there, you can start to bring your head down between your hands, finding that crown of your head on the mat, practicing that pushing up and away before you even start to lift your knees. Now that you've got the upper body foundations, the core is really gonna come into play. So hug your navel in and up. Use that to help you lift your knees off the mat and walk your feet as close to your upper body as you can. So we're getting used to bringing the weight forward into the upper body, using this lift of the core to help you get light on your feet. So think hug in and up through your center so you can get your hips over your shoulders. We'd love to see this stacking of hips over top of shoulders, much like you would reversed if you were standing shoulders over hips. We want that same length of the spine. As any inversion, beware of the banana back, where you stick your butt out and your low back arches. We use that core support to keep everything hugging in, everything nice and tall and aligned. Now from there, once you've got your foundations through your upper body, your core is switched on, so your hips are floating above your shoulders, your toes are on the mat, then we can play with lifting. So you might start with just lifting one foot, bring it down, lift the other foot, bring it down. You can do that with bent knees or with legs straight, whatever feels better for you. Remember, you never have to do all this in one day. You can really take it step by step until you feel more comfortable. Eventually, you might get to a place where you can bring both feet off the mat. I find it helpful to curl my knees in first, so almost like you're hugging your knees in towards your chest, and then you can start to extend your legs towards the sky from there. That way you can get your balance with your feet off of the floor, reinforce that push through your arms, that strength through your center, and then as one unit, your legs can begin to rise to the sky. Now, once your legs are lifted, we're thinking about hugging everything to center. So in and up can be your mantra for this posture. You're pressing away with your arms, you're lifting your feet to the sky, you're hugging your inner thighs together. So everything is squeezing towards the center line because that's where balance is, that's where steadiness is, right? The more things come away from that center line, the more difficult it's going to be to stay balanced. Now that being said, once you do get up into your headstand and get to the point where you want to play around a little bit more, you can start to explore some variations with your legs. Maybe taking some splits, some diamond shapes. You can play with coming up and down out of your headstand through things like a pike or a straddle. There are so many ways you can play around and explore with this posture. So let's go over those foundations one more time and get you into your headstand. So step one, warm up your core. Get everything fired up, ready to go. That might look like practicing some forearm planks, holding for as long as you can with good form. Maybe trying dolphin pose, which is a great gateway into your headstand. Maybe just doing some traditional core work, like in some of my videos here. Once your core is warmed up and ready to go, we're gonna get the arms on board. So bringing your forearms to the mat, elbows beneath your shoulders, hands interlaced with your pinky fingers nice and flat. Thumbs up, so you've got a nice triangle of support there through your arms, and then crown of your head comes down between your hands. Push up and away through your upper body as you start to lift your knees off the floor. Use your core as you walk your feet closer towards your upper body. Feel this lightness lifting up your hips. Maybe stay, play with just lifting one foot, or lift both feet, heels towards bum first with knees bent, and then press your legs to the sky. Start to find your headstand. So play around with these tips, see how it goes. Leave some comments below of what has worked for you. And if you have any questions, please always feel free to comment or send me a message. The final piece I'll offer you is to always give yourself time to recover after your headstand. So as you come down out of the posture, go straight into a child's pose or some other restful shape so that your body has a few moments just to soak in what you just did. You literally flipped your body upside down, right? So give yourself a second to integrate that movement. Come back to your breath, find some stillness, and just take a moment, especially for your spine. From there, you might like to do a few other stretches just to release your shoulders, your neck, your spine. Make sure that your body is feeling good as you come out of the pose. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Happy headstanding, and I'll see you next time on the mat.